You are not worth opening a car door for me. You are so worthless. That's why you are an ordinary driver.
A woman humiliated a poor driver, believing he was worthless. Moments later, she discovered he was the billionaire heir she had traveled across the country to marry. But by then, it was already too late. Before we continue, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another unforgettable story. When 29-year-old Ethan Harrison stepped off his flight from London, reporters waited outside the airport, hoping to catch a glimpse of the only son of billionaire business tycoon William Harrison. After 7 years abroad studying business and helping expand the family's international empire, everyone expected Ethan to return as the future CEO of Harrison Global. Instead, William had something entirely different planned. That evening, father and son stood inside the enormous library of the Harrison mansion. William smiled as he poured 2 cups of coffee. "Ethan," he said calmly, "every company can be managed by intelligence, but a family can only survive with the right woman beside you." Ethan laughed. "I know, Dad." William's smile disappeared. "No, you don't." He walked toward the window overlooking the city. People don't love wealthy men. They love what wealthy men can give them. Then he handed Ethan a small envelope. Inside was a driver's license bearing Ethan's picture under the name of one of the family's chauffeurs. "For 3 months," William said, "you'll work as my driver." Ethan looked confused. "A driver? I want you to discover who values character over money." After a long silence, Ethan nodded. "If that's the lesson you want me to learn, I'll do it." Across town, another wealthy family celebrated exciting news. Richard Bennett owned one of the country's largest construction companies. His business was struggling. The only thing that could save it was an alliance with Harrison Global. His wife smiled confidently. "If our daughter marries Ethan Harrison, our future is secured." Their daughter, Vanessa Bennett, was beautiful, fashionable, and incredibly ambitious. Love never interested her. Luxury did. "I'll make him fall in love with me," she said confidently. It can't be that difficult. Neither she nor her parents had ever seen Ethan's face. The Harrison family guarded their son's privacy carefully. Meanwhile, another young woman prepared for work before sunrise. Her name was Lily Carter. She lived in a tiny apartment with her elderly grandmother. Money was always scarce. Some days they skipped dinner just to afford medicine. Years earlier, Lily had unknowingly changed William Harrison's life. One rainy evening, William's car had broken down in a remote town. His phone battery had died. No one stopped to help except 16-year-old Lily. She invited the exhausted stranger into her grandmother's modest home. They shared their only meal. She even insisted he sleep on the only bed while she slept on the floor. The next morning, William quietly left before revealing who he was. But he never forgot her kindness. After returning home, he secretly paid for Lily's education through anonymous scholarships. She graduated with honors without ever learning where the money came from. William watched from a distance with pride. Now she worked as an assistant in Harrison Global. She believed her scholarship came from an unknown charity. On Ethan's first day disguised as the family driver, he wore a simple black suit and white gloves. Nobody recognized him. Employees barely looked at him. Some ignored him completely. Others spoke to him as though he didn't matter. Ethan quietly observed everything, especially how people treated those they believed were beneath them. One morning, William instructed Ethan to drive to an important charity gala. Several influential families would attend, including the Bennetts. Vanessa stepped out of her luxury car wearing an expensive designer gown. Seeing Ethan holding the car door, she frowned. "You?" Ethan politely bowed. "Good evening, ma'am." She tossed her handbag toward him. "Carry it." He caught it without complaint. As they entered the ballroom, Vanessa noticed William Harrison greeting guests. She immediately walked toward him with her brightest smile. William welcomed her warmly. She spent the evening trying to impress him. Every few minutes, she ordered Ethan around. Bring my drink. Move my chair. Stand somewhere else. She never once thanked him. To her, he was only a driver. Across the room, Lily quietly organized documents for the charity auction. When she noticed Ethan standing alone without food, she approached him. You've been working all evening. She handed him a plate. You should eat before everything gets cold. Ethan smiled. Thank you. She laughed. My grandmother always says hungry people can't do good work. It was the first genuine conversation Ethan had enjoyed since returning home. Days turned into weeks. Vanessa continued pursuing William's approval. She believed impressing the billionaire father would eventually introduce her to the mysterious heir. Meanwhile, she barely acknowledged Ethan unless she needed something. Lily was different. Whenever Ethan drove employees home after overtime, she stayed behind to help clean the car. Sometimes she packed extra sandwiches because she assumed drivers weren't allowed long lunch breaks. She never asked about his salary. She never mocked his clothes. She simply treated him like another human being. Without realizing it, Ethan found himself looking forward to every conversation. One rainy evening, Lily missed the last bus home. Without hesitation, Ethan offered to drive her. She apologized repeatedly. I don't want to trouble you. It's no trouble. As they drove through the quiet streets, Lily shared stories about caring for her grandmother. She admitted life was difficult, but I believe kindness always comes back. Ethan asked softly, even when life feels unfair? She smiled through the rain. If I stop believing that, then I've already become poor inside. Those words stayed with Ethan. Vanessa eventually noticed Ethan speaking comfortably with Lily. Jealousy appeared, not because she cared about Ethan, because she believed employees should know their place. One afternoon, she deliberately spilled coffee across the back seat. Ethan, he arrived immediately. She pointed toward the mess. Clean it. Lily quietly grabbed a towel. I'll help. Vanessa laughed. Of course you would. The poor always defend each other. Several employees looked uncomfortable. Ethan remained silent. But inside, he made a decision. A week later, William announced an extravagant family banquet. Business leaders, politicians, and influential investors filled the grand ballroom. Vanessa wore her most expensive gown. Tonight, she expected to finally meet Ethan Harrison. William walked onto the stage. Tonight, he announced, I'd like everyone to meet the future leader of Harrison Global. Excited whispers spread across the room. Vanessa adjusted her dress confidently. Then William smiled toward the entrance. My son, Ethan Harrison. Every guest turned. The ballroom doors opened. Standing there was the family driver. Except now he wore an elegant tailored tuxedo. Employees gasped. Executives stood. Security guards bowed respectfully. Vanessa's smile disappeared instantly. No, she whispered. That can't be him. William walked over and embraced Ethan proudly. The driver many of you ignored is my son. Silence consumed the room. Vanessa's hands trembled. Every cruel word, every insult, every command. She remembered them all. Then Ethan looked across the room. Not at Vanessa, at Lily. She looked completely shocked. He walked toward her slowly. You once told me kindness always comes back. She nodded nervously. I never forgot. William stepped beside them. Then he revealed another secret. Years ago, when my car broke down in a storm, he told everyone how a teenage girl had offered shelter to a complete stranger. That girl was Lily. The audience became silent again. William smiled proudly. I paid for her education because no act of kindness should ever go unrewarded. Lily covered her mouth. Tears filled her eyes. It was you. William nodded. You expected nothing in return. Vanessa rushed forward desperately. Ethan, I didn't know. I thought. Ethan gently interrupted. You thought I was just a driver. She lowered her head. I can change. Ethan answered calmly. I wasn't looking for someone who changes after discovering my wealth. I was looking for someone who stayed kind before knowing it. Vanessa had no response. Her dream of marrying into billions disappeared with a single truth. Months later, Harrison Global announced wonderful news. Not another business merger. An engagement. Ethan Harrison and Lily Carter were getting married. Their wedding wasn't remembered because it was luxurious. It became famous because every driver, cleaner, security guard, and office assistant received a personal invitation. William smiled proudly as he watched the celebration. His experiment had succeeded. His son had not inherited only his fortune. He had inherited his values. Because true wealth isn't measured by bank accounts. It's revealed by the way people treat those who have nothing to offer them. Sometimes, the greatest test of love arrives wearing ordinary clothes. And those who fail that test often discover the truth only after the opportunity has already disappeared forever. If this story touched your heart, leave a comment telling us what you would have done if you were in Lily's place. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another emotional story that reminds us what truly matters. We'll see you in the next story.